ask about frustration again, but is it another case of slow start and can't get back again?
Yeah, especially our line. I pride ourselves on starting on time, and we didn't get the job done in the first shift. That's disappointing on my end and just as a team, because I think it sets the tone for a lot of the game, and I just didn't think we had any emotion after that. I think they got to their game faster because of that goal, and so that's disappointing, because it's an area that we need to fix, because it seems like our starts, any game we've started slow, we've had trouble in, and we can't seem to come back from it. So it's a bit of mentality, I think, too, of understanding, okay, if it does happen, you got to have the mental fortitude to get back into it and do the things necessary. And we battle back, and there's some fluky ones that go in, but that's what happens when you're mentally into it more than the other team probably, and they just wanted it and battled it more than we were able to. And it's disappointing, because I also think there was moments of good parts of our game that didn't go in, give their goalie credit, but that's why you don't want to start not on time. And I think it's a good lesson for us, and it's early in the season, but we have to understand, we can be a really good team when we play a certain style and have that mindset and that emotion in the game, and tonight wasn't it.
When you address that, is it different this year with a veteran team than it might have been last year with a younger team?
Yeah, I think it's just understanding that we just cannot fall into old habits and allow, especially the newer guys, they're still trying to find their way, and not letting that creep into our game, because they're still trying to find their game. So I think that's the big thing, that just understanding how good we can be when we play together and play a simple game and a really competitive and hard game, and then it seems like everyone just really jumps in and buys in and is able to play that style. And we haven't gotten to it as much as we'd like, and we had it going on the road, and especially when we got back home, but it seems like it's starting to fade away in certain moments, and we can't have those lulls in the game.
Do you think guys were fully engaged?
At certain points, yeah. I think it took us a while to get into it, though. Right? I think we took play to them in the second period for a lot of that, and should have probably scored on a power play. But you can't, when you're playing behind against a good team that plays heavy, it's hard to come back on them, right? They stayed with it. They get some strong sticks around the net, and they make you pay. So it's it's a lesson for us of how hard we need to play. We're still trying to prove who we are and get the respect we need to get around the league, and that's not the way to go about it.
When you talked to the referee, did you get an acknowledgement on the too many men?
Yeah, they screwed up. They know that. I just don't understand why they all were seeing it, or and they didn't want to call it at the time. That was the only thing, and I just didn't like his response at the time. But he owned it after, and it's not much you can do. It's breaks in games, but that's not why we lost the game. It's disappointing, because it definitely changes the game. But the score was 6-3, so it's something that we need to make sure we rectify.
The defensive zone coverage seemed like kind of an adventure all game. What was the struggle to get things under control?
I just don't think we got on the same page in the D zone for some reason. We were just slow and getting the pucks and also moving pucks. It seemed like every time we did break out well, we had an opportunity on the other end. But as soon as we held on to it long, they're a good forechecking team. They get good sticks, but we just held on to it a second too long and didn't quite have the sharpness that we needed to have, and it cost us tonight.
Do you have to address the team about this yourself?
We talk, and always. Just constantly. We're trying to learn and grow and get better. So, it's an area that we're going to continue to talk on, and it's part of growing as a team here and trying to get to where we're trying to get to. And these things suck. It doesn't feel good, but it's Game 7, and it's good to iron these things out now. 2 days of practice coming up.
Thank you. Just talking about the frustration and everything, and trying to keep that mental fortitude when things go wrong early. How do you keep that or get it back as quickly as possible?
Well, I think you just have to be, objective about it. There's a lot of time left in the game, and at this point in the season and where we are as a group, it's almost like you can't worry about the score sometimes, and you just have to focus on your game, play well, and chip away. We have some firepower, and certainly more than we had, and we don't have to get it all back in one shift. I think that's important to remember sometimes. Is you can't let a one mistake or two mistakes just keep compounding, right? We got to get things under control and handle momentum swings just a bit better. And as a leader on the team, that's we need to get that under control, and I think we will. It's just the next shift out, we have to kind of just keep building and just keep working on that part of our mental game, our mental toughness as a group.
Looked like your line had a little juice, especially when Lucas got moved up to it. What do you see from him tonight?
Yeah, Luke's he's looked good. He's got a ton of speed, and he can handle the puck really well. So it's been nice, seeing him last game have the couple points and get some momentum, get some mojo. As a young player, sometimes it's more about confidence than anything. So whoever I'm playing with, whether it was AA or Reichs, they're two guys with speed, so it's fun.
What was the struggle in the defensive zone to just kind of get the coverage under control?
Well, their D are very active, and Hughes and Hronek play half the game. So I think we didn't kill plays quick enough in our D zone, and then that allowed them to get roaming around. And then it really it's difficult when they get 5 guys on the ice that play together a lot as a 5-man unit, and they're spinning around. It's difficult, and so it's about not letting them get to that point in my mind. Breaking pucks out cleaner. Wingers on the wall didn't do an effective enough job at getting pucks out and eliminating those extended shifts in our D zone.
What were some of the issues getting the power play on track?
We scored a goal. I don't know what we ended 1 for 4, 1 for 5. There was some good moments, and I don't think it's like a burn the tape type of game with the power play. I thought there was some good things, and you're not going to score 2 or 3 every game. But more than anything, you just want to create momentum if you're not scoring, and so we'll clean that up.
You personally feel like you're kind of finding your footing these last couple of games a little more?
Yeah, a bit. I mean, it's nice to play at home again. It's been a long time since I played home games, right? I only played, maybe 5 or 6 home games last year. So I feel good physically. I have a lot of confidence in my rehab and my knee overall. It's just about getting game reps and getting some chemistry with, whoever I'm out there with. But I'm kind of like the team right now. I have some moments, and then I have some not so great ones, and then I have some okay ones. So I more about consistency, but I feel like I'm trending in the right direction personally.
With the way this one started tonight, how tough is it when 20 seconds in and you're already down 1-0 and trying to come back?
Yeah, I thought, the start was unfortunate. Like the first, when you get scored on the first shift, you kind of get on your heels. And obviously they must have sensed that. I thought they had a really good job of moving in our O zone, and it created a lot of confusion for us. But, I thought we settled in again and battled and got, ourselves on the board and battled again in the second period. But that's the same old story. Like we can't fall behind, especially at home. We want to be the initiators in that department. So we for whatever reason, you can't get scored on in the first shift.
It seemed like you generated a decent amount, but just the defensive zone was an adventure all night. What was so hard to get things under control there?
They played with really good pace, and I just thought like the edginess, like the battles, whether it's stick battles or body position battles, they were more determined than we were tonight, and that in the D zone, that just hurts you so much if you don't win your share or more than half, and we weren't even close to that. So that really leads to them being able to skate and move in the O zone, our D zone, and it creates a lot of difficulty for us off of that.
The missed too many men was obvious, but are you satisfied with the answer you got on the offside review?
It's still a little confusing. We haven't even looked at it again after the game. We looked at it, and from our view, we think it's offside, but that's just a agree to disagree. And I know it happens very fast, and sometimes even the technology doesn't pick it up properly with the angle. So we just got to go on their judgment. And unfortunately, we can't get upset and be yelling and off our game. And I think it took us a little bit to get off a few of those things tonight and settle back down, but we did. But we got to be professional and make sure we're ready to go. No matter what happens, we can only control our own actions on the ice.
Looked like a little sloppy passing on the first couple of power plays. What did you see there, and then what got you guys on track?
I don't know. I think obviously 5-on-3 you have to score on. It would have been great to get that next one. Gives you a shot at the end of the game. That would have been a bit of a difference in the third period. They were obviously pressuring us, and I just don't know if we handled it. I thought we tried to force a little bit too much through the middle. Spread them out and make the proper reads and then get a solid shot. And I think even 5-on-5, we just didn't pass the puck hard and crisp enough. And I think that was the whole game in all situations. So on the power play, if you're not hard and crisp on your passing, the other team has an opportunity to jump you or make it scrambly for you. So I think that was just sharpness on that part.
Did it feel like Seth was forcing it?
I don't know if he was forcing it, but I think we made a change where when you have a right-handed guy up in that corner and Connor's on that wall, I think they were cheating on Connor with their defenseman, and anytime we put it back down to him, they're jumping it, and we didn't have a lot of success there. So to put a left-handed guy there, it's easier for him to move it to the other side. So that's why we did that in the third period, and we just thought at the end of the second we'd have a chance to talk about it, and then unfortunately we had a chance to do it in the third, but we obviously switched it back for the 5-on-3 because we practiced it just yesterday with Seth out there, so that's why we switched it back on the 5-on-3.
Lucas got a little run on the line with Taylor Hall. What did you see from him tonight, and how do you think he's played 2 games in a row?
Pretty good. I thought obviously last game he had a couple quality opportunities. Tonight he had some good bursts through the neutral zone. He unfortunately didn't get a lot of shots through to the net, but still trying to use his speed, which is one of his top qualities. So we're happy with what we're seeing in that. Excuse me. I hope it leads to more like last game on the opportunities around the net. So we're just going to continue to push and help him do that.
Taylor Hall's 700 career point was overshadowed by everything, but what have you seen from him so far this season?
Well, I liked that goal. When it was on and off his stick really quick, and I think that's been a problem. And I kind of tried to address the guys in the second period. We stick handle the puck every time we get it. I think you have to cradle, get it, and shoot it. And in this league, otherwise, a lot of lost opportunities with sticks on pucks. And I think I really liked that goal coming off his stick so quick. I know it was a bit of a turnover, but it was a good forecheck just by simply putting pucks behind him. So even a guy as talented as him and good success in the past, we all have to follow that and get pucks deep and forecheck. And when you have your opportunity, it's got to be quick. And I think that's what he did on that goal. So hopefully that can build some confidence in his game. And as he's still finding it. And his body's still kind of recovering to game mode from being off for 9 months.
We all silly like the mayor.